G'day YouTube, my name's Lance and welcome to Bundy Bears Shed. Well, first up, the weather report. Bloody beautiful. We went away camping on the weekend and the days were mid 20s, you know, 25, 26, 27, and overnight we left on Thursday, and Thursday evening it was a bit chilly. I think it was 6.5 degrees where we went camping, but we had the caravan and we had had a fire going and all that, so it wasn't too bad. Then the Friday and the Saturday night were quite a bit nicer. So yeah, look, beautiful weather, not a cloud in the sky type stuff. So we went down to have a camp with our friends, and we usually get together and a few times a year and have a cook up and take a camp oven with us and a few camp ovens, and yeah, we just sit around and have 10 or 20 quiet drinks and yeah, have a cook up and just enjoy each other's company. So we did that, and we just got back yesterday evening. So this morning I've washed the caravan, I've washed a couple of cars, and I've reshuffled the shed to get everything back where where it needs to go. You ever notice you take something out of the shed and something else gets slid in there, just temporary, of course, but yeah, that's how it all goes. So look, it was a great weekend. A few things happened last week, a couple of things happened, and if you look at the board at the back here, you can see some stickers. John sent some stickers. We have Phil's Projects, Pierre's Garage, Practical Reconnaissance, Emma's Spare Room, Bruce Gem Trek, YouTube Machinist Group, Turn Right Machinery, and Tools for Machines. So that was an interesting thing. I think Emma said she was sending some too, so we'll see how we go with that. So we've started on the board. Look, I've given the Aussies just the pride of place in the middle here. It's I think it's against the rules not to do that. So well, it looks okay anyway. Another thing, what we've done through the week is on the front of the channel where it had Bundy Bears Shed, the writing, there was some font that I picked out when I first started my channel, and I looked at getting it reproduced on a couple of things, and it was just too hard. It was too skinny in areas, and so our design people we had a chat to, they said, look, if you want to do that and get a sticker made or something like that, pick a common font that anyone can do. Any computer, you know, if I'd like to make something myself for them to have a go at, any computer can pick up and go with that. It'll make things a lot cheaper and a lot clearer to read and things like that. So, which is what we did. So you'll notice on the front of the channel where I've got the Bundy Bears Shed, I've changed that to the stencil writing. And look, there was a couple of reasons for that. The stencil writing is open and clear, and that's what I started off with. And with a stencil, you can put your name on something with a stencil. So there's a stencil I got made, and that's made out of plastic. So and the idea is if I make something, or I want to do a bit of a promo on something or that, I can stick the stencil up there and across the top, and we've got our Bundy Bears Shed logo on something. And with we're getting some stickers made up. The stickers aren't going to be quite that big. The stickers are only going to be probably so wide and so long, so we don't need big stickers, but the idea is that a bit of swag to send people that want something to put up in their shed, to help the people that have helped me here, and sometimes from time to time it'll be good just to have it in the background or something like that. So I'm going to get the stencil going. I'm going to put it on my fridge over there, and a few things I know are in my background quite a bit, so we'll do that. Then the stickers, when they're nice and small, they can go on a part that I make, or yeah, something like that. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not 100% sure exactly what's going to happen with them all yet. What I am thinking of doing though, being a nice open thing like this, I'm going to take a plan over to the laser cutting man in town, and I'm going to see if he can get a piece of steel for me, say 3mm or something like that, and cut that out. And I'd like him to cut it out so I can weld those nice and small to a piece of steel and have a brand, so I can hit a bit of wood or something like that, or the bloody dog on the arse or something. And the neighbour's cows, yeah, just, that's mine there, mate. But anyway, bit of rustling. I think you go to jail for that. But and so I'm going to have just a piece of steel with that cut out of it, and that you can sit as a backdrop or something like that. And I'm also thinking of making a brand sort of thing. So anyway, we'll see. I'm enjoying playing with that. I've done all the logos that for Queensland Tractor Spares, their other business, and look, they're fine. The Queensland part of it is part of that, so part of our original logo. So we're going to have a play and just see. We're going to get something rattling along, and just for a bit of fun. So anyway, the postie come to visit me a couple of times through the week, and what I did is I found on eBay a couple of little camera mounts, and these are beauty little things, and the benefit of them is if you chose to, you could have one camera on top of the other, use it as a flash mount, but I don't think I'll be doing that. But we have a 1/4 thread going in and a 1/4 thread going out. So for making little brackets for hanging cameras around and things like that, and it gives you a full swivel. So like they were $3 each or something or other, and I thought, well, as a start for a little project for a camera mount or something like that, even just putting one on the tractor and going for a drive and things like that, I thought, well, I thought it was okay. And when I looked at them, I thought, oh, they're probably just bloody plastic, and they're not. They're steel. It's actually steel threads, and yeah, probably not. It won't be stainless, but they've got a chrome finish of some sort on. You have a lock nut, so that you could either probably screw that straight up something and put a piece of plate under this and screw a bolt up into it. Then you have the pivot, and they also come with a lock nut. So for a few bucks, I thought, well, that was sort of interesting to get things underway with regard to that. Instead of making things, in the past I've made little brackets, and I've made a bracket to put the ball from under this camera onto it and things like that. So yeah, look, just a little cheap thing I thought we'd have a crack at. And on the top it's got a hot foot mount, which is the bit that goes into the flash on some cameras. You can just slide in there. So anyway, what we do with them, who knows. A few months ago I found an end mill with the radius on. I had the 50mm across one last week, and this one came this week, and look, it's very long, and I won't cut it yet, but in time, just to take any chatter out, I'll probably leave the length here to go in the ER40 collet, and so I've only got a small hangout there, so it'll keep it more rigid. But with that, I got them to send us a few boxes of the round, where are we here, of the round inserts to go with it. So I have 3 boxes of round inserts to go with that. So I'll have to set up one day and I'll try a couple of these. I haven't got a job just yet, and usually I'll wait until I have a job. And I also got a couple of small parting blades that fit one of my holders. A bit hard to see. And all from the same shop, in the same freight bill. Some small tips. Small little tips that would go in this boring bar here. So I should be geared up for them. I'd never actually had a box of those. I'd had a couple of, I think they sent 2 spares when I bought it ages ago. And then there's more of a diamond shaped one. It's squarer, and that fits this boring bar here, this little fella. So I've got a few more bloody inserts. I'm going to have to get myself a bit more organised. I've got a big plastic pot that's got I think it's got 12 compartments, but it's getting that big now. It's this wide and this that's so high. It's just chocolate. So I'm going to have to get a little set of drawers and keep them so I can find them easy, because at the moment I have to go for everything, and I haven't got any organisation in the box, so it's normally everything out and have a bit of a look, and I keep thinking, oh, I'll tidy that up and I'll do better next time. I'll put them back in round ones and the TCMTs and all that sort of thing, so WNMGs. But anyway, I don't do it usually. I sort of have the best intentions, but then I get waylaid and I shoot off doing something else. So anyway, look, that's it for the stew today. It was just to show you what we did here. I'd like to say thanks to John Creasy, for putting this bundle of stickers together and giving it to me for a bit of an ad. He was the fellow that came up with the idea. I was there playing with my blackboard, not on my whiteboard, sorry, not thinking about it, and he said, look, there's a room for some stickers there, and he was right. So look, it looks okay. I'm a bit slack. I didn't put a Queensland Tractor Spares one there in my business yet, but it'll be there. We're going to do that. And look, the rest of the stew, I've had a couple of requests from people that say, when I go places, I go to tractor shows, or when I go camping or something like that, could I take the camera along and do a bit of a scout around and just show people that aren't living in Australia what it looks like over here, what things are like, and I think the idea is to show everyone what it's like, so you'll all move over here and all move in around Bundaberg, and we'll have a hoot, I tell you. I'm not sure the missus would be pleased. I'd be playing up too much, but yeah, having each other's sheds to play in, it would be a great thing. But look, the rest of the Bundy Bears stew, Kangaroo stew, is there's just going to be a few snippets of footage I've taken at camping and a couple of the meals we did. We eat like kings when we go camping. We all like to have a bit of a cook with the camp oven, and while we're having a beer and that, we actually have time to do it. And so the first night on the Friday, yeah, I did a big lump of roast beef, and Drew did some veggies, and so we had a beautiful roast meal. And then the next night we had filet mignon that Dave did. Judy did a sort of a beef stew, and Drew did a creamy chicken dish. I can't think of the word it was, but anyway, he might put it in the notes down below. And through the day I made a nice bun, and for the evening meal Dave made some bread rolls that we could have with the meal, and so we all eat like kings when that happens. When we get together, we have beautiful meals, and we sit back around the fire and we drop down a few of those Bundaberg liqueurs afterwards. So we got through a few of them. So look, it was a great time. It was quite relaxing. Yeah, I'm certainly a bit relaxed, and I'll get this editing done this Arvo, and hopefully I'll get it out to you as soon as I can, and we'll have a look. We'll catch you later, eh? Well, here we are this morning. We're out camping at Cobb Co camping, and we have a nice spot with a bit of bush here, and there's little walking tracks over here. You can head off into the bush in a few directions. There's toilets over in the scrub there. But look, it's a nice place. That's our little camp there, and we have friends coming soon, and they'll probably camp up in through here. Then up over here, we can have fires and all here, and up over here there's I'll try and zoom in a bit. That's a permanent tent for luxury camping that you can hire for about $100 a night. Then across that building there's another bush toilet. They're long drop type toilets, but they're fine, do the job. That's our setup. There's the beer fridge. Beer. And then we come around here. That's a little pig cooker that I made in Bundy Bears Shed. I'll try and stay out of the limelight. We made that, and that's a great little cooker. Little plastic table next door, just so we can organise stuff to, you know, when you're cooking it's good to have a flat surface. This is in case we need a drink. We have a bit of wood tucked away across the back here, and I just nicked some axe in the back of the ute here. Tripod for when I get serious about filming later. Now look, that's an important part of camping. You never know when you get thirsty. You can have a cappuccino, you can have rums and scotches and liqueurs and bits and pieces. And the blue esky there, that's ice only, so we have ice to put in the drinks. And so it's a good little camp. That's looking across and back at our camp. And we got a sunny place. We have a 120 watt solar panel on top of the caravan, then we have another 120 watt on top of the Colorado on the front toolbox on the ute, and we have about 470 amp hours of batteries, so that runs all our lights and everything. I've been on, because we own our own business, I've been on set up a Wi-Fi hotspot this morning, and I've done a few emails and shot a few things off so we can get away. So there you go, that's what we're up to for the weekend. We'll have that fireplace there fairly cooking the Savo, and yeah, time to kick back. Wear a couple of chairs out. Right, and this is where I've just chosen to put the laptop so I can lock it up through the day. And we have a 1000 watt inverter there that does 2000 watt peak, air compressor and leads and camp ovens and fire lighters and some spare Bundaberg liqueur. We've already got 4 boxes there, but they're for other people, they're for the people that are coming later. And with all our panels here, we have all the phones being charged and power out, that's for backlights and things like that, but you saw me do all that earlier. So yeah, just kicking back. Put a few tunes on later and we'll have our friends here and have a good yarn. Well, we're just on the veranda here of one of the permanent tents you can rent. Nice floor, they come with a barbecue and a dining setting, and on this one you look down through the bush at the billabong. That's a nice little option. Right, and here's one of the little communal camp kitchens. If you travel light, just travel in the car. You've got nice long benches. I'm not sure what that's all about. I think it's just to hang lights on. Look like telegraph insulators. Then another set of tables over there. They've got a couple of little gas burners with the all hooked up. Bit of a sink to do the dishes with little LED lights. And a couple of barbecues. And while you're sitting up here, you can just look down at the other end of that billabong, and there's even a little jetty there for the kids. So it'll be just straight down here. So there you go, we're off for a walk. There's our camp right back there. The sun will probably get you here a bit, but there's Jude waiting for me to hurry up. There's a little fort for the kids way up in here. Something for the kids to play on, a little fort they've built. There's more pirate ship that they built for the kids. Trying to get pictures without kids in them before. There we go. It's called Cobb Co. I read earlier about the Cobb Co coaches used to come through here bringing people. And look at this. Bit of an old camp oven. She's quite a size, that one. I'll go and stand there and get you to take a photo. Look at this poor old horse here. They just got used to it living without food and it died on them. Don't know why. There's me mate Drewy. He thinks he can cook. You look, I'll show you all later. Show you what he's up to.
You're videoing on that.
I'm videoing. You want to say hello or something?
Yeah, is it on?
Oh.
Go the Blues!
Yeah, he's a bloody wally, I know, but he's all we got. Here we go. There's Drewy's camp. There's Joe and Drew. He thinks he can cook. And Dave and Jody, their camp over the back. Jody and Judy over there. And we're good at smoke. We're cooking smoke. There we go. God, he's an ugly man, isn't he? As soon as he grows a bit of hair, he'll come good, I reckon.